I still don't know that if I can get over Williamsburg. That was just...
That was so beautiful.
Thank you. You're blessed. Today is birthday Sunday, and I like to mix it up a little bit when we're talking about birthdays and unity and the 12 powers of man and astrology and all this stuff. We also have a full moon this week, and the full moon is on Tuesday at about 9:30 in the evening. Now let me just talk to you about why. Tomorrow. I'm sorry, tomorrow. Today isn't today Monday? So one of the reasons I like to talk about astrology and the powers within us is that because there are no accidents on why we are on the earth. We did come in with directions. Does anyone ever feel like they need direction? Well, you have them. And it's about the energies that we work with cosmically. And all the great teachers, whether it was Jesus or Buddha or Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, they all understood that there are energies out there that we can avail ourselves if we put ourselves in alignment with them. Say there's a beam of light right here. And this beam of light is an energy coming down from God's source. And right now it's being reflected through the sign of Virgo. And so I'm going to go down and I'm going to stand in this light. And I'm going to breathe in the energy of Virgo. And look in my life where I can use this energy. Now, there are two Virgos. Did any other Virgos walk in here after we sang happy birthday? Hello.
Who else?
Who else? And Adrian. Virgos sometimes get a bad rap, don't they?
All the time.
And they get a bad rap because they have some structure and order to their world. And by Jove, they expect you to know that and expect you to do that. Now, coincidentally, the 12th power of man for the number 9, which is this month, is order. Coincidence? I think not. And so when we think of order, and we think of Virgo, I always think of Virgo in the straight line. They make lists. They check them twice, and then they check them a 10th time, too. I wish I had more Virgo in me, but I don't. Virgo is about this idea that even though we're given freedom of choice, Virgo looks for the right way to do it. Right? The right way to do it. We as humans alone are, or not alone, but we are co-creators with God. And we can think consciously, make decisions, determine direction in our lives. All forms of life don't have this. They go by instinct, right? Only we can think for ourselves and say, I will or I won't. Unless, of course, you're a cat. Cats are pretty much like this. They'll do, I'm not going to do that. I think they have more free will than we give them credit for, right? So, order, as one of the 12 powers, is so important when we look at the fact that out of chaos comes order. So Virgo actually took on a very big job with the energy it's anchoring into the earth for us. Because Virgo knows that out of all this running around that's happening right now, all these forms that are shattering apart, and all these things that are coming unhidden, they know that they are charged with making some sense of it for all of humanity. And so a lot of times the Virgos' lives themselves will have a lot of opportunity for growth. Anybody resemble that remark? So as we look at this idea of Virgo and the fact that we too can use this energy in the parts of our lives where it's going to be most beneficial is in these next few weeks of Virgo being in the sun. Our focus can shift to the pieces of the puzzle. Remember, Virgo takes all the little details and puts them together to make them work. So we have all these little pieces. Sometimes, and so many of us are looking for right employment, right livelihood. What is my work to do? Even if we're retired, we have work. Even if we don't work 9 to 5, we have work. And so, just like Reese's Pieces, we have all these little pieces to pick up, and during Virgo right now, we can actually pick them up and make a mosaic out of them by allowing your spirit to work through you. This is a great time to get organized. This is a great time to clean out those files. Next door, we have our paper shredder ready to go. Right? Use the energy that's being given to you. Understand. Don't fight this. Don't fight the tide. Go with the flow. We have a flow right now in the next 3 or 4 weeks to work on getting organized. Use the energy. That's why I like to share with you what the astrological influence is every month, because you can use it in that part of your life where you need it. Virgo also is the virgin. All right? What comes from a virgin? Thank you, Sandra. What has come from a virgin in the past? Jesus, Buddha, Christ conscious, all the things that come out of nothing, in a way. I mean, she was kind of right, nothing. From the void. Remember that Virgo is from where growth comes from. You can't grow something unless it's been organized and given everything it needs to grow, can you? You can't paint a picture without all the little pots of paint being right here and putting them together. You can't allow your soul to be its fullest potential if you don't give it tools, prayer, meditation, good food, all the things it needs to grow and learn about itself. And we are pulling from nothing. Why are we pulling from nothing? Because there is everything in nothing. Great expectation within the void. Out of the darkness, there is really no darkness. There's always a point of light somewhere. And as we look at what Virgo can give to us during the month, we want to look at the fact that every astrological sign has 3 functions, 3 planes on which it exists. The first, of course, is the physical level. The second is the spiritual level. And the third, of course, is that part of the soul that is self-actualized onto the earth plane through the physical form. On the physical, we were given a list of things that we decided we could work on. Each of us has something in Virgo to work on. My Virgo is in my first house, which is my personality. But it's not, I'm a Leo personality, but I also have some Virgo trying to keep organized in my personal life. Haven't done it yet. But there's order in my chaos. Don't touch those files in my office because I know what's in those files. My mother goes crazy when she visits me. She's just dying to get in my office and organize me. I think it's organized. I know what that pile means. I know what that pile means, and I know that. Don't touch it. And when I try to be Virgo, and I try to make a list, and I don't remember I made the list. Or I'll leave the list at home. It's not me. So, the idea is that I look for someone that has Virgo to work with me. I look for people that's what we all do. We cooperate. If I don't have something, that I look at somebody else that can do it better than I can. Don't ask me to balance a spreadsheet, but I have other people that can do that. So when we look at Virgo, and you use that energy, now remember though, the difference here is the energy is available right now. So I'm going to redo those lists. And maybe I'll look at them. But we can use this energy where we think we need it. It's just like that idea of call and response. You call on yourself to say, okay, this is where I'm going to be more organized. This is where I'm going to have more order in my life. I will call on the apostle that is in charge of this. Did I tell you who that was? I didn't, did I? That would be James, son of Alphaeus. So, the idea that he may or may not be in the physical because of reincarnation, but I don't know that he would be sitting right next to us right now, but we could call on him. If this is order, if James is order, we could say, James, would you help me these next few weeks on bringing order to my life? Does anyone ever think about doing that? Mm-hmm. I mean, we think about the angels, we think about Jesus, we think about Mary, some of us, but do we think about calling on the apostles? I haven't either. And it came to me. It was like, well, so Charles Fillmore said James is in charge of order, the ninth power of man. So why would he have said that if we're not supposed to call on him to help us? And his energy to ours as we are becoming more spiritually perfect. So I thought, okay, James, come on down. Got 3 weeks here. I need some help to get myself organized. So, this is the power that sometimes we don't understand or remember. Is we have the power within our physical forms and our friends and our family and acquaintances and the people we work with, but we also have the power in the forms, the spiritual forms of all those who've come before us. Call on them often, consistently. They didn't quit serving humanity as soon as they left the earth plane in that time of walking the earth with the Christ. They went on to evolve themselves. And they put themselves into service for humanity. So as long as we're in this cycle, they will be with us. Give Jesus a break, call on James. So, remember their brother. No, this is Alphaeus. This wasn't his brother. He had a younger brother named James, right? And a sister named Sarah. Did you know that? Yeah, okay, just check. I didn't, as a Catholic, we never acknowledged that. He was the only one. So, tending to details of everyday life doesn't sound like a lot of fun, does it? But how do you feel at the end of a day when you've done it? You feel empowered. You feel empowered. And what can you do with your power then? You can create. You can think of new things. Think of new forms. It magnetizes new things to you. So when Charles Fillmore chose the idea of order for the power number 9, I also want to pull a little bit of numerology here because 9 is the number of completion. See how beautifully it all works? See the fact that the great spiritual teachers throughout the ages, no matter what the verbiage they use, no matter what the lineage they're from, they got it. And they've been trying to give it to us for millennia. Now, as those of you that took the introduction to the ancient wisdom last week, now is the time of synthesis, taking all that's come before us and putting it into a workable plan, a job that Virgo will do. Putting all that's come before us into a step 1, step 2, step 2A, step 3, step 4, step 5. It's what we are here to do right now, is to avail ourselves of all the wisdom that's come before us. Put it together. Mix it up. And see that we're creating a new way of spirituality. A new way of knowing God here. Knowing God here. Connecting heart with mind. Thinketh in the heart. Remember, that's why we are here. We are so privileged to have the internet. Although Wikipedia isn't always accurate. But we're so, there's so much information out there. And the thing is, just like when you're reading a holy scripture, a Bible, a Torah, a Quran, whatever you're reading, the Bhagavad Gita, you read it with the idea of, let me see what the meaning of this is, not just the words. So that as you're reading it, you're seeing the wisdom being connected. It's also been called the golden thread that connects and weaves all the past spiritual and religious systems together, so that in the middle is the truth. And what is unity about? Truth. But we have to open to it first. We have to allow it. We have to not judge it. I did several weddings this weekend. Actually, they were all interfaith. A Hindu Christian, a Jewish Christian, which was amazing. We did the whole chuppah and breaking of the glass and the unity candle, and it was this wonderful blending of tradition. We didn't do religious, we did tradition. And a Kiddush cup, and I speak a little bit of Hebrew, so I was able to do the blessing of the Kiddush. It was just this amazing thing of, gee whiz, of course we were doing this. Christian Jewish is the most I do. Jesus was Jewish. It's amazing he hasn't come down and went, oi, you ever done it? Yeah. Right? I was Jewish. Of course, that's our foundation. Do we have a cake that just came in? Someone delivering a cake? Someone just came in here with a big box. Oh, there we go. I think we have a custom-made birthday cake. Aren't you glad you came this week? So, as we look again at this energy of Virgo in order with James, we want to allow ourselves to be in that, what is this? Pillar of light. So that we become it. Now, let me ask you something. There are different vibrational frequencies that we each operate on in our Virgo-ness. Now, the lower frequency of Virgo, there's actually a television show about it called Hoarders. Those are probably all Virgos because they like stuff. They like to acquire stuff. Now, as Virgo goes up in its spirituality, as Virgo understands itself more as a spiritual being having a human experience, that stuff gets related to taking care of other people. That stuff gets related to, I can help you. Think again of the Virgin, the mother. What does mother do? Helps you along. I can help you. What Virgo doesn't understand is sometimes you don't want their help. They try to tell you, do it this way. And say, I'm co-created with God, I'll do it my way. So Virgos have a tendency to tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Anybody? Does this relate to anybody that understands, that knows Virgos?
My mother.
Okay. There you go. My brother. So, I keep telling them I don't want polo players on my shirts. So, what we do with this energy is, a lot of times we don't need it or we don't want it. And you know what? We have the right to say no, don't we?
Yes.
Do we do it enough sometimes? No. Because as spiritual people, we think we have to always do it. We have to always be there. We always have to say, yes, I'll do it, yes, I'll. But you know what? At some point, if it's not going to be done in the spirit of love and graciousness and joy, don't do it. And say, thank you, Virgo. I will put that into consideration. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to look at it in another way. Do we do that? Of course not. But see, this is where we want to start allowing our spiritual self to speak more. We want to look at the fact that nobody, well, that's not true, but most people are not really telling you what to do. They're trying to give you their experience because they don't want you to make the same mistakes they have made. So if we take advice in that spirit, we will appreciate it. And if it's not given in that spirit, we can turn it around a little bit and draw the attention to the fact that perhaps this person needs to know that you have free will too. So as you're working with this energy for the next few days, allow yourself, for the next few weeks, to look at what anyone tells you, because remember, everybody else is being affected by Virgo right now too. Just because they don't know it doesn't mean it's not affecting them. And the full moon is tomorrow at 9:38 p.m. Why do they call it moon madness? Right? So people are going to be a little tending to want things done in a certain way for the next few days. Listen carefully to what is being said to you. Check your communications. Allow yourself to make those lists just like Santa Claus and checking them twice. Because you don't want to be on the naughty side. And just remember that other people are feeling it and they don't know why they're feeling it. So you are responsible for the response. You are responsible for being the gentle one. You are responsible for holding an energy of order for them. Being order. Because they don't know. And just because they don't know doesn't mean they're wrong. You know. And it's your responsibility to be their brother or sister on the path of spirituality. And so we're going to do a little bit of a full moon meditation in a little bit. And one of the things I would like to do is use the idea that we were created with the power of the word. And some of you have done this with me before, but we are going to Om. And what I want you to allow yourself to experience is what Om does to your physical vehicle. When you truly Om with a full breath, filling up your diaphragm, your lungs, and then letting it out with the Om, and feeling the Om, the Om, using your lips to say that vibrational word, your spinal cord actually vibrates. What you're doing when you're Oming is you're raising your vibratory frequency to a higher level. And sometimes it feels like your head is expanding. And so that when you go out and up into meditation, you're more open, you're more receptive. And you can bring back more of the wisdom from the mind of Father, Mother, God. So we're going to experience that. Are you up for it? Okay. Oh, yes, and so it is. Okay, let me get my... I am going to be taking this from my teacher's book called The Book of Rituals. It has full moon information in it. So, this was Carol Parrish Hare's book. So let us put are you good at it? I love it. Anybody else want to get on the floor? Please do. Okay, so put everything aside. Oh, we have some more floor sitters. I love it. This is great. Seems to me we'd have to have some more meditation mats, right? Okay. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. We're going to start first by aligning ourselves with our soul. And so, as you're breathing deeply in through your nose, and out through slightly parted lips, visualize just above your head your soul star. A point of golden white light, a ball of energy. Perhaps you can even feel it, the warmth of it, as it glows above you. And affirm to yourself, I am the soul, and also love am I. Above all else, I am. Both will and fixed design. My will is now to lift the lower self into the light divine. That light am I. Therefore, I must descend to where the lower self awaits my coming. That which desires to lift and that which cries for lifting are now at one. Such is my will. We're breathing deeply, giving our body the mental command to relax, release any tension, let go of any thought. We have affirmed our alignment with our soul, and so we allow it to gently float down into the top of our heads, into the crown chakra. And as we prepare for our inner work, it slowly and gently continues its work of filling every cell in our body with golden white light of high consciousness. The appropriate color for Virgo is royal blue. And so now visualize yourself and this room and all the others here bathed in that color. See a mist of blue descend into the room, penetrating your body. Breathe it in. Permit it to flow comfortably through your entire being. Now let's think about this energy that we are accepting. Blue helps us utilize the mind in a peaceful way. Think it in the heart becomes a reality as we develop compassion in our personalities. Soften. Be compassionate, especially toward your own being as you feel yourself maturing and becoming. The symbol of the Virgin calls to our attention the importance of purity as we invoke the energy of the soul to become active within us. This influence brings to mind the feminine part of our nature. The incoming energy of Virgo can be hard to live with. It makes us aware of every flaw we see and stimulates those qualities within us that challenge imperfection and clean the slate. We are challenged to experience imperfection without judging, to learn to discriminate without condemning. We strive to purify ourselves and to love others, allowing them to move on the path that they walk in their own way. And let's think with me for a minute of that feminine nature. In its highest expression, the feminine loves and nurtures, protects and responds. Virgo asks that we mature in our own emotional life, how we love and nurture, how we protect our friends, families, belongings. What does it all mean? So let us relax even more into ourselves, allowing our attention to focus inward. We give the mental command to the body to rest even more, to be at peace. Breathe. Relax. Roll your shoulders back. Open your heart. Become aware of your sensitive, feeling nature. Feel its vastness, how tender and vulnerable it seems. Be aware how easily stirred it can be, how it seems so vulnerable when unprotected by the mind. Allow yourself to visualize now a moon, a rising moon, full, round, and white. You can see the sliver of the moonlight glistening on the gentle wave movements of a sea. As you stare at the moon, you feel an even greater calm sweep over you. The moon begins to get smaller and smaller, yet at the same time it becomes brighter and brighter until you see it as a pearl, so bright you can only just bear to look at it. The pearl now starts to grow and expand. A figure forms in the pearl. It is the Divine Mother. She stands silhouetted against the dark sky, dressed in gleaming white. Her feet rest on a lotus that floats on the waves. Her robes are shining. There's a halo round her head and a larger oval-shaped halo cast by her body. Look into her face. She smiles a loving smile at you. And inwardly we whisper her name, Kuan Yin, Maria, Sophia, Mother Mary. Be open, receptive to the outpouring of unconditional love, to the calm of her divine spirit. Allow the tender emotions of your feminine nature to absorb this outpouring of blessings so that your nature reflects with great clarity the holy feminine directed to you. And we take a breath and absorb the unconditional love of this compassionate presence. Restore it within us and use it in our growth and our experiences from this day into our future. And now we hold this light, this compassion, radiating it out in all directions. Father, Mother, God, as we focus on the inner potential of our nature, may we bring our lives into balance and order, that we may become all that we are meant to be. May the vision of the holy and divine feminine guide us in our expression of life. May each of us find ways to serve and love one another and do our part in the journey of life, to bless and aid one another. May we be sensitive to the subtle touch of spirit and grow in the opportunities offered through our daily life. May the Christ within stand revealed. And so it is. Now allow yourself to feel your body within its space. We put our hands together, palm to palm in front of our heart. As we raise it from our heart to our mind, we affirm the Hindu word for peace, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May peace prevail on earth. And yes, so it is.